Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday and good early morning. It's early. I'm trying to get this out the way so I can have it posted before everyone wakes up. And I hope you all rest well and wake up in good spirits, ready for what this beautiful day has to offer. Let no one steal your joy nor your peace because it's yours. It belongs to you. And you don't let them come in and try to knock you off your square. You just dust them haters off and you keep on moving because when it's all said and done, God is good. But I want to come and do our reaction over Queens of R&B, and then I also have another topic about Kandi and Tamar that I want to talk about to see what you guys may know and can kind of fill me in as I'm waiting on more information to come out. And if you don't know anything, well, we're going to keep up with it together. Okay, and so first we'll start with Queens of R&B with SWV and Escape on Bravo at 7 o'clock Sunday evenings. It is very humbling to me to listen to Taj and Lily from SWV. They are some very, very humble, meek spirited, good women. They truly are. They never forget where they came from, as well as they thank God for everything they have. And they always speak on they don't sit up on high horses like they're better than anyone. They tell it like it is, and they're very transparent about their lives. You see, and the things that they had to go through, like with Lily speaking about never having a bed last week, and her first thing she did with her money was buy a bed. Then with this episode, speaking of how after the group broke up because of Coco doing just like Tasha, wants to have these solo careers that never amount to nothing. But, hey, God bless them. If you think you can do it, go for it. But you don't have to break up the group to go do what you want to do. And hurt everybody else in the process. But like she said, when the group broke up, she was struggling. She had to sleep in cars, and she couldn't effectively take care of her children the way that they had got accustomed to, and just things was bad for her. But God is good. He'll always pull you back up if you just trust and believe in Him and have faith. And so that's what they have been doing, and they're out on tour, and they're making money. They're doing good for themselves at their age. They still got it. They still got it. Those voices are beautiful. And so like I say, it's always humbling to listen to someone that has such a humble and meek spirit. Taj, she's just a kind person. She's a very kind spirited person. She doesn't have that victim attitude nor that I'm high and mighty attitude. She's just balanced and in between. I'm Taj. This is who I am, and I can appreciate that about her. So we'll go on into this episode and how, as you all see, Tasha hasn't told the group anything about her and this solo career, but she was down in, I believe, Tennessee, working on a deal with Motown for a gospel album. And like Kandi said, that's the same way they broke up last time. Her seeking the solo gigs, but not telling them anything, not showing up to rehearsals, and just leaving them down bad, pretty much. Just leaving them like, what's going on? Instead of just being a woman about it and going and sitting talking to your co-partners, your group members, and explaining to them, look, I want to do a little something on the side, but I still got you all. We're still going to do this right here, and just do it in the right way. Or if you don't want to be bothered with them, just flat out tell them, no, I'm not for it. But to just play on their intelligence and show up when you want to, and every time they ask you a question, like the girls say, she's never forward. She'll get up and leave, which is so disrespectful. Just get up and walk out of the meetings, or just will never give a flat answer to the question. And she's grown. She's grown. She knows what she wants to do, who she wants to do it with, why she wants to do it, and why she don't want to do it. So why not, since you know this caused problems back in the day, why not do something different this way to kind of keep the peace, because when it's all said and done, those are your group members, and you guys have been together for a long time, despite the split up or whatever. You guys have rolled this for almost 30 years. Because when I heard SWV talking about 30 years, I'm like, wow, that really, really took me back. I'm like, oh my God, time is flying. I'm getting old, because they've been in the game for 30 years. And like they say, they have set the tone for Escape to come out when they did as a girls group, as well as TLC and so on and so on. So that's why in the meeting, if you guys saw, Kandi they want to be the headers of the concert, which is, it sounds like it's only going to be a one venue, 1 day concert. I'm not really sure, but Kandi wants it to be them as the highlight. They want them to be the opening act, and them to and Escape to be the closing. And Coco's like, wait a minute. I think we've sold 20 million albums compared to your 7 million. I'm like, wow, really? They only sold 7 million? They were so hot for so long. But I guess, she's just speaking numbers. She's not really, she don't really know, I guess. I'm not sure. But for her to say that, I was like, really, so I mean, it's a catch-22 with that, because they are all pros at the game. They have all brought something to us, and they are all legends. And so Kandi wants it to just be them the closing act, and SWV the opening act, when they both can just be the opening acts, because they're both, it doesn't, like they're saying, it doesn't have to be a who's better than the next, or who sold more than the next. And so Tiny was saying, well, SWV, they're pretty much saying they're not selling out shows, and they don't have the following that they have, which I kind of disagree. I don't know if they're selling out shows, but I know they've been doing a lot of concerts, over the years and everything. And so I just think, they need to, for the greater good, come together and go ahead and make this thing work, because it's for the culture. This is something that people would enjoy going to see. I know I would. I seen Escape us a few years back when they came here on their last tour, and I mean, it was amazing. They had Tamar, Monica, Zonique, Tiny's daughter. She was the opening act, and they were the closing acts. And so they say for all the shows that they have been doing, they have been the headliners. But when you're dealing with another group of women that are just as known and popular and loved as you, maybe there just need to be a little compromise so that the show can go on, they don't fumble the bag, and it works out for everyone. And it won't be any conflict or anything like that. So, and it was mainly just Kandi and Coco talking. Lily kind of, she got up because she was kind of like done with it, and was like, let her go use the bathroom. But all in all, she's a humble woman. If they can come to some type of reasonable agreement, Taj and Lily will ride with it, because they're not those divas that try to, but Coco is, she's always have been. She seems to kind of, humbled herself over the years as she's gotten older, but we all know the real deal about Coco if you know about SWV. She is the reason why they departed from the group, or no longer was a group anymore. And so I'll move on to Tamika and Tasha's mother. I'm glad that Tamika was able to express her feelings to her mom in a respectful manner, but as well put her foot down, because the way that lady came in there just it took me, it just took me by storm. Like, really, ma'am? You know, you see that your child is hurting. She's expressing to you that she's always felt like you thought Tasha was better than her. And all she could do was take up for Tasha and Rock. And swear up and down they didn't take the girl money, you know, and that she has a problem with them. Well, I would have a problem with them too if they stole from me, you know. And if you allowed your husband to steal that kind of money from me, I don't care if it was $10. You know, you're my sister. You are supposed to be on the side of right, whether that's your husband or not. Right is right and wrong is wrong. No, babe, we not gonna do this. That's my sister money. I got mine, she got hers. Pass her check. You know, so I would be hurt over that too. And then if I had to live a life to where I was always lowered, and someone was always put on a pedestal by my parent, that is hurtful as well. In the end, she gave her mom a hug. Her mom hugged her and stated that, you know, she'll always be there for her. She loves her. But it didn't start off too good. And I really hope that that's true, because you can see the pain. I mean, Tamika was crying her eyes out. I really felt sorry for her. But like she said, she put her foot down. And you have to guard your peace and your space and your stability and your sanity. And if that means, I don't care, family, uncles, mothers, dogs, cats, kids, if that means loving them from a distance, that's what you got to do, because you have to take care of yourself, because stress kills. Depression is real. As we seen, you know, another topic, Coco spoke about how years ago she was diagnosed with bipolar depression. Mental health is real. It is real. I was diagnosed with depression. You know, after Red passed and went on, I just, like I said, I had to indulge and dive into the word to keep me strong, because I'm telling you, I like to lost it. I went into a dark space, but had to, as I say, get up and keep moving and grooving, and getting up, going to work, and taking care of my kids, and making sure bills are paid, because now I was on my own. But at the same time, I was battling internally within, because a year prior to that, I had just lost my stepson, you know, and had been in his life and raising him with his father since he was 6 months old, you know, and we were teenagers, 17, 18 years old at this time, you know, and watching the young man grow up, and then he turns 13, and these wicked streets of St. Louis took his life, you know, grown folks, you know, out having drive-bys, and shot my boy in the head. You know, God rest his soul. But and then a year later, to see within that year, to see my husband just go down. I mean, just really go down. Like I say, he was the dope man and turned into the smoke man, and I ain't gonna lie about it. You know, and I wasn't. I didn't do the best I could to be supportive, because I kind of was on my high horse, to be exact, you know. But God will put you on your face, and he did just that. He put me on my face and had me crawl back up so I can be able to stand and walk, and then walk and run, you know. So I became very much humble, because, you know, I had such a good job and I was making good money, and he's out running around on binges and things like that, not knowing that man was hurting. That man was really hurting, you know, and having him sleep on porches and not letting him in the house. If you didn't dot the door by 12 a.m., you were late. You can't get up in here, you know. And I was wrong for a lot of things that I did, you know. And like I say, some of the things, you know, you have to do to protect yourself and your children. But there's always a way to go about doing things without harming and trying to hurt the next person. And so I fought myself for that, you know. But God always has the last say, and he knows best. So in order for you to go home, God has to have the say so. So like I say, I'm so much better. You know, I'm blessed. I'm humbled. I understand, you know, that maybe God had to remove one to save three, because when these guys come in and they kill up everybody, they don't leave nobody. They kill the dogs, the kids, the elder. They kill everybody. So who knows what was going to happen if things would have continued to go on the way that they were going on, you know. And to say that, I'm saying that because that took me into a deep depression after all of that happened. And I mean, that was with grief of regret, anger, bitterness, pain. I had so many different stages of my grief before I made it to where I'm at now, that, I really had to put on a face for my children every day, but not to say many days they didn't see me cry, but I had to stay strong. I had to stay strong, and I did just that. I did what God wanted me to do, focus on him and allow him to show me what he could do for me, and that he has always been there, but I always put my foot in the way, thinking, hey, I'm self-made and self-paid. I'm not self-anything. Don't nothing come to me without having the grace of God and it being in his will. So when I heard her say that she battled with bipolar depression, that was also humbling to me to be able to admit that, due to the fact that a lot of us struggle and suffer with that, but no one wants to admit it, own up to it, have a testimony, and be transparent about their situations, and so I am one of those advocates of transparency. I don't regret anything, because if it wasn't meant for to happen, it wouldn't have never happened. So if anything took place in my life, I don't blame anyone. I hold myself accountable for everything, because we always have choices. And I struggle with depression. I've been so much better. I'm good now, and I pray to God. God keeps me, well, the enemy, I'm staying away from him, because like I say, that's all he wants to do is kill, steal, and destroy. So I don't even open up a crack in my door to allow him in any type of way, because that's what he does. He plays on our mental and plays on our hearts, but you can't get me like that. I rebuke you, and I rebuke you straight on down back to hell. Go where you belong and burn. And so, when I heard her say that, like I said, it was humbling. It was like, okay, I can understand you. I got you. I understand, because when we crawl back into our little cubby holes and our spaces, we do shut out the world. We shut everybody out. And I do that so I can sit in it. Let me sit in it and figure out what's going on and work with the Lord and pull my way out of it, versus being angry and bitter and taking things out on people that ain't did a doggone thing to me, So, we'll go back to the concert that they're trying to throw. I hope that they could come to common grounds, so that would be for the culture. That would be something great, because they have some hits that are timeless and classic, that when you go, you're going to sing and sing until you can't sing no more, and I love music. Music is good for the soul, just like laughter is good for the soul. And I just pray again that Tamika and her mother, and I don't know about Tasha. Like I say, that girl right there, she rubs me the wrong way, and she always have. And her husband, he's no better. He's her handler. He's the puppet master. He has those strings, and he pulls her strings. And so when he's pulling on them, she doesn't think of what's right. She thinks of whatever he says, that's gold. That is gold, And so that is hindering her from a lot of different things as well. Because like I say, men will try to keep you in a space where you're low and that you don't get above them, because men become jealous of us women. Your man will be sitting there jealous of you because you're accomplishing more than what he's accomplishing, versus, congratulating you and be happy knowing that, hey, if I'm bringing myself here, I'm bringing you with me. We ain't no difference. I'm not better than you. You're not lesser than me. But men, for whatever reason, they get intimidated by strong, independent women. And so they'll try to keep you there by ruining your self-esteem, by cheating, by misleading you. And I think that man Rocky is very misleading when it comes to it gives me, like I say, those Kevin and Wendy vibes, and because if you get out here and you really see what's going on, you might leave me. So let me keep you in this little space right here. Oh, you can do it, knowing if you haven't skyrocket her career by now, brother, you ain't finna do it. Because I'm telling you now, we ain't checking for Tasha. It's a little too late in the game. We're just not. We want the group as a whole. We don't want to just, I mean, it has a beautiful voice. I'm never going to take that from her. She can sing her butt off. But best believe, I don't know. She's wanting to change the gospel. So who knows? That might work out for her. But at the same time, don't diss your people. Don't downplay and diss escaping what you guys got going on and what could truly be great, because your head is far up in the sky. You can just look at her facial expressions, and she needs to quit with that body shaming situation, because I mean there is body shaming. You can be too skinny and they body shame you. Hey, if you too fat, they body shame you. So that is true. But for you to sit there and say that you're mad at your sister because she said you didn't have no butt, that was body shaming you because you the one in the group that had a little booty, girl, you sound so petty. You sound so petty and so immature, and you know that it's more to that than what you're telling Taj and telling everybody and telling the world. Oh, she was body shaming. Girl, boo, you look good. Your body looks better than hers. You're small, you're fit, you're petite, and she's got that grown woman weight on her that we gain as we get older, but she still got a bad body too, because everybody don't like them slim and trim. Sometimes they say, like we heard, only dog like bones, So her thickness is good enough for her husband. He loves her. So it ain't no body shaming going on there. You're just petty. And you just don't like your sister. Bottom line. And we can see it. You've let your husband get in your head and say that folks is mad at you because they didn't reach to where you reached. Well, I don't know where you reached, because Kandi and Tiny did wonders out here making music and making money, and their businesses, and they're doing well. They're doing well. Now, for us, Tamika, I we've seen her a few times on some different shows and everything, but for us, big things that we've heard, we haven't heard much. But it seems like she's living a decent, peaceful life. Money does not rule the world. If I got my stability, I have all my needs met and most of my wants, some of them, I ain't going to get all of them. My kids are taken care of. Everybody's successful and doing what they need to do. I'm blessed. I am blessed. I can't keep up with no Joneses and what they got and what I don't have. I stay in my own lane, because what's for me is for me, you see. So, I mean, looks like her life is just fine. She's living just fine. But I just pray, like I said, her and her mother can work that out, because that's a hurtful feeling to know that your mother looks at you as beneath versus equal. They are equals. They are both your children. And you see that pain and that hurt, and to come in and be yelling at her and fussing at her like that. Sometimes us as parents, like I say, there is no roadmap, and we do come into situations wrong. I'll say that. We come in wrong, and then we have to go thinking and like, dog, I shouldn't have did that, or I shouldn't have said that. And you go back and you apologize and you make things right. So in the end, when they hugged, I was glad to see that, and she told her she loved her. But I don't think Tamika is feeling it. Like she said, she had to put her foot down. So, and they cannot continue to let Tasha be in between them and be the barrier that holds anything against mother and daughter, because that's not of God. That is not of God at all. And so, like I say, but yeah, Miss Tasha, she's something else. She's a piece of work. But I also want to go on and speak about the tea with Tamar and Kandi that was on Andy Cohen, Watch What Happens Live. Tamar has a new show coming out with, I believe that's Nivea and Evelyn Lazanda, some dating show. Well, I don't think it's a dating show, because they said that Tamar is engaged to a Caucasian man. I'm like, really? I didn't know that. But, hey, I'll be finding out now since this right here out, because I want to know. They're saying that Kandi tried to fight Tamar, is what Tamar said. And Tamar is saying that Todd is threatening her. I put up a post in my community wall about this, and as well as if you search YouTube, everybody's talking about it ever since it aired last night after Queens of R&B went off. I want to know, do you all know anything about that? Because I thought they had made up after the Big Brother show that Tamar had won. I thought they had made up, and everything was cool with them. But and they were on tour. I mean, Tamar was at the tour, when it was Monica, Tamar, Escape, Zanique. I mean, it was a great tour. So what was really going on where they still had beef? If anybody knows, drop down in the comments and let me know, because we're going to talk about this and kind of find out, hey, why us queens can't never seem to get along now, come on now, we got to do better. But she said, and Kandi is sneaky. But Tamar is messy. We all know that Tamar is very messy. She's a messy boot, so you got to watch her too. But Kandi is sneaky, and she'll throw rocks and hide her hands and then run and go play victim like she ain't did nothing to nobody. As we seen over the years with the housewives and just things that she has done over the years, period, prior to housewives. We know she's a little sneaky something. So what is going on with them to where at this age they're still beefing, and Tamar had to bring this out and say that she tried to fight her and her husband is threatening her. Well, it got to be a little something deep going on to where, y'all about to throw hands at a certain age. I'm not going to be out here fighting with nobody. You're not unless you put your hands on me. I'm not going to be out here and selling no wolf tickets knowing my body broke down. The next day I'm going to be so stiff and hurt and I'm going to need an Epsom salt bath. I'm not going to be out here playing with nobody. You put your hands on me, I got something for you. You see, or you try to harm my children. You can talk and say whatever you want. Yap them gums. Yap them until your teeth fall out. You're not hurting or harming me. And as long as I know who I am and who God ordained me to be and who my children are, I don't care what nobody say. But when you try to harm us or come in our space, that's another story. That's a whole different story. So what went on that would make those grown women be trying to tussle and fight out here looking like fools? And why would Todd be harassing? Well, I ain't gonna say harassing because I don't know. I'm just getting the scoop too. But why would he be threatening her? Who did what and why is the question. So if you all have heard anything about this, like I say, I got a post up about it in my community wall, and you all still can go check on YouTube. I don't have Facebook and Instagram, but I watched it on Andy Cohen, and then my daughter, she sent me the articles about it. I was like, oh Lord, let me share this with the people. What y'all know about this? Hey, there goes some tea right there. They out here clowning. I tell you, they got all the money in the world and they still ain't happy. So like I tell you, money, I've had money. I've had it. And ask me, did I feel better? Ask me, what did it do for me other than buy me the things that I want? And then I got all these things and I'm stockpiling all of this stuff. Can't wear all the clothes. Can't put on all the shoes. Can't spray all the perfume. Getting your hair done every week. What does that do? Buying all these different cars and rims and all this dumb stuff that at the age that I am now and knocking at 50, I wish I had all that money in savings. I'm here to tell you. I wish I had saved all that money, or at least half of it. I'll be a whole lot better off than I am now, living check to check. And that's to tell the truth to shame the devil. But I'm blessed. I can't complain. God is good. The bills are paid. Everything is taken care of like it needs to be. So I'm not complaining. But if I would have been wiser and known what I known back then, what I know now, I would be in a better situation than what I am now. But yeah, so if you guys know anything about what's going on with Tamar and them, you drop it in the comments, as well as tell me what you guys felt about this week episode of Queens of R&B, and how I guess to say, as black women, how we display ourselves to the world. And do you think that, I know for a fact we need to do better. And I include myself in that because I'm one of the sisters too, and I made a lot of mistakes as well, but like I say, wisdom, with knowledge and wisdom and knowing better, you do better, and so I just sit back and I look at things, and it's just saddening to me, the state that us as just African Americans as a whole are in, with the hate and no uniting and no love for one another. We beat each other down every chance we get. And I don't see how that could make anyone feel good, by trying to pull someone down to your level, because you got to be on some kind of low level to step out every day to harm and hurt and bash and disrespect and talk about people. So, but I love you all. This has been a long video. It's 30 minutes, and I'm going to try to stop it at the 30-minute mark. We're at 29:42 seconds, but I love you all. Like, share, subscribe, cut on your post notifications, because I got a video coming that I want to drop on some things that I've seen over this weekend on YouTube with this sector, and how just... yeah, whatever. I just hope things change one day. Stay in prayer, guys. Stay in prayer. Because God, He is a just God. We serve a just God, and vengeance shall be His, says the Lord. So, people just can keep on playing with them and acting like, there's no consequences for their behavior and their actions. But like I say, when the gavel comes down, a lot of heads gonna be bust, and not literally, but you know what I'm saying. You gotta bust their head to the fat meat and to the white meat, and like I say, not literally speaking, but that's what it's gonna feel like. So yes, I appreciate you all. And like I said, like, share, subscribe, cut on your post notifications, and have a blessed and prosperous day. Like I said, don't let nobody steal your joy or your peace. It's yours. It's yours for the keeping, and you hold on tight to it. I thank you all. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.